So this is an example. Search engine ranking page. This is a SERP. This is just the results when I typed in online payment, and PayPal came up top, and I have a plugin that this right here is a measure of the page rank of the website. So you can see like most trustworthy, and it kind of goes down. What the search engines look for, like I said, is the meta tag page title. This is what shows up. This is the page title, and this is bring it up for you. So that's the page title. This would be this is argued to be the most important thing when you are in a search engine's criteria for bringing something up in the relevance. So you can see that online payment is the furthest keyword to the left. And that's also very important. Whatever keyword you want to rank for, the farther left it is, the more important that it's weighted. And so they want to rank for online payment, merchant account, and PayPal. The other thing is the meta tag description, and typically that's what's in the black. And so that can be usually around 150 characters. But it just says PayPal is a safer way to make online payment, and you see how they put that keyword into their description as well, or set up a merchant account. So they've chosen 2 words, and we'll kind of go over the criteria of why they chose these 2 words probably. And so they've optimized their pages for these 2 words. Why do you think that they choose just these 2 words instead of like a bazillion words, like ACH processing, online payment processing? Why do you think they choose these 2 words? Just you can throw it out.
Common.
Okay, they're common, so they might be searched for regularly. Yeah, that's one of the key factors when you're looking for something, is how often it's searched for. So, yes, thank you. So the page rank is high, like I said. They trust this site. It's been around a while. A lot of people link to it with the words online payment, probably. So I make my online payments at PayPal. No doubt eBay has helped them out quite a bit. PayPal is actually owned by eBay. And then the URL, actually. The URL also weights in the decision-making process to what to rank for. So if you have payment, online payment, if you have pay, you can see how pay is a little bit bolder than the rest. If you have payment in your URL, that is also going to be used in your favor. If you don't have a keyword-rich URL, that is that may work against you, depending on what you do. You won't be able to utilize search engines as much. Yes?
Do people ever buy many keyword URLs and then just have them all point to the same site?
Yes. Yeah. They do. You can do that. A lot of people buy up misspellings of their URL and have those point to the site as well. It's not super common, and it's debatable as whether that's kind of frowned upon with search engines, and so whether they'll even rank those, because they can probably detect. That's usually called a lot of times a 301 redirect, and they don't necessarily penalize people for those, but Google is getting very, very sophisticated, and it can actually really tell when you're trying to trick it for the most part. So they really encourage that you play by the rules. So, but yeah, you can do that. So yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So and then like I said, there's over 200 things that Google looks for, but these are actually some of the most important. Universally accepted that these things are very, very important and hold most of the weight when being searched, when you're doing search engine optimization. So,
just one
yeah.
question. The title, is that going to be title and a description? If you have a website, will those automatically be there, or do you have to set those up?
You have to set those up. Yeah. So you should actually speak with your web developer if they and explain like, hey, this is what I would like to. I need to have these keywords in the SEO. If you have other questions about that, feel free to talk to me afterwards. We can talk a little bit more about that. Yeah.
When does Google index the pages? What happens with server-generated pages?
So you're talking about like dynamic URL type pages, is that
Yeah,
right?
PHP code to build a page.
If you go to HubSpot, HubSpot's website.grader.com, it'll actually tell you the last time that your site was indexed. And Google publishes that information. And basically, and we're going to kind of go into that, like you want your site indexed as often as possible. That's one of the reasons that blogs, which kind of started the whole social media thing, are so popular with companies and with individuals, is that you're constantly generating new content, and Google really likes that. Google likes that your site is generating lots of new content. It means that you're a growing, thriving, legitimate company, and so you're less likely to be considered a spamming site. Your page rank can actually increase as you get more and more pages indexed by Google. So that's one of the benefits to having a blog, yes?
So specifically to that, if you have a blog that's an extension of your URL, does it affect your original URL's page ranking?
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Is it what do you mean by an extension?
Like the .com/blog,
Yes.
Does that affect the original .com's page rank as well? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Google does only, and this is a good practice when you're having a blog. You want to link often within your site. You can actually, like, Google doesn't discriminate between links on your site and links off of your site. So if you have a lot of pages about hedgehogs on your site and you link to other pages about hedgehogs on your site, and you want to do that naturally, you don't want to have like 5,000 links on one page to a page on your site. Google's like, I don't think so, and it will penalize that. But you can actually, you want to link to other pages within your site if possible, and within your blog. That will help your page rank. That will help you in the eyes of Google. That's something that's a little more advanced. It's called PageRank Sculpting, and it involves some more. It's a little more in depth, so it's another class. But kind of what you're going at is going back to your question. Thank you. One of the reasons that social media is so great for search engine optimization is that social media is always growing. It's always changing, and there's always content being produced. And so what Google does is they park their search engines outside of a lot of these social media sites. And so what you can do is you can actually generate content about on these social media sites. A great one is called Squidoo. There's a marketer named Seth Godin, and it's his project. It's his baby.
Spell it?
Squidoo, Squidoo. Okay. So we've got about 5 minutes, and we'll kind of talk about. I'm going to talk about keywords really quick. I guess kind of finishing my thought there with Squidoo. All these sites are generating lots of content. Google parks outside of these sites and indexes them quickly, generally, so you can get a site in, like your Squidoo page that you build. It's kind of just like a site where you can build web pages that are dedicated to a topic. And so if you build a page, it'll get indexed really quickly, and if you link to your site will get indexed really quickly. And you want your site indexed and visited as much as possible. And so that's one of the reasons that social media is important for SEO, and there are other reasons that we'll talk about.